Hi, today I'm back to talk about more Tidy Tuesday data for another Tidy Tuesday in 30. So why don't I get started by starting the timer. So I've got 30 minutes here. And this week's data is all about Washington hiking trails. And maybe I'll pop this screen up real quick. So I don't really know anything about Washington hiking trails, but I am excited to learn more. So I think, yeah, I see it over here. I've already read in the data. So like I always do, I'm gonna start. Looks like, wow, there's a lot of entries. So 1,958. Just right here, I see that there's two of the same ones. Wonder what the difference is. Okay, well, that's something to keep in the back of my mind. So there's a name, there's a location, and a length that's sort of buried inside of this text. There is a gain, which I assume is, I should probably look that up. Probably, well, let's actually go over here. Gain in elevation, feet above sea level. Great. The high point is the highest point in feet. The rating is the user submitted rating. Let's see what's in that. Oops, that features. Okay. Can't really tell if these are specific things. Looks like it because I see some of the same. So I see some stuff for dogs. I have kids, so maybe I'd be interested in pulling out the good for kids piece. Okay, and then a description. Okay, so I think what I would like to know, I think I'm definitely going to want to pull this variable of here. So I'm going to start by using one of my favorite functions called separate. So let's hop in here. So I have my hike data and I want to separate, and that variable was called length. So I'm just kind of going to see what happens when I do this. Oops. Oh, right. Not just going to do that. So I need to separate that into some variables. So let's think. Oh, it's probably going to shoot, I'm gonna have to think a little bit harder about this, but let's try to do this for now. I think it's gonna use that point. It's also gonna separate on the point, which I didn't think of. So let's do something like, I don't know. That large is going to be the large units. The small is going to be the units after the decimal place. These look like they're all in miles, but I'm going to call it units just in case it's not. And then what else do we have here? So some of these say round trip and some of them are going to say one way, it looked like, and there might have been a dash in there. Yep. That's going to mess me up. Well, let's try, we'll call this way. And then, let's see here. So the extra, because I think that last one, if I don't put the extra in there, I think it'll create two separate things. One way will be separated out. So let's see what happens. Okay, so we have large, small, units, and way. Just going to scroll through a couple. Okay. I just want to do some simple counts. So I want to count the units. If those are all miles, I'm not going to care about that. Okay. I also want to count the way of trails. Uh-oh. All right, there's some weird thing called of trails. So I want to see what the heck happened there. I probably missed something. So I'm just going to look at all these ones. Okay, let's go back here and sort. Oh, shoot, that's not going to help us at all, is it? Let's do a filter, and I'm looking for, okay. So I wonder what, I'm going to take that to mean round trip, I guess. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do now, I'm sure there's some sort of regular expression way I could do this, but instead of doing that, I'm going to do, so I'm going to assume that the ones that end in of trails, or the ones that are round trip, I'm going to assume that that's the total mileage. And the ones that are one way, I'm going to double that mileage. Assuming that if you're going hiking, you're going to maybe drive there or bike there, and you're going to have to hike and then go back to wherever your, vehicle or mode of transportation was when you started. So let me think. Let me rerun this. Okay, so I want, okay, so first we're gonna get miles back in here. And this is going to be, let's see. So if the way is one way, and actually, how did it write that? Let me remind myself here. Okay, the dash is in there. Okay, great. So if it's a one-way, then I want to return, let's see, the miles is going to be large, 2 times large plus small divided by 10. Yep. Okay. Otherwise, it's just going to be large Yep. Plus small divided by 10. Okay. And let's just run that. Oops. What did I do wrong? Input miles. Not quite sure why it's mad at me. Let's see here. Somehow I've done something wrong. Sure, it's a small mistake. Oh, that's right. So large and small right now are characters. So let's change that. We want to convert. So the ones that are numeric should be now converted. Forgot about that. Let's see if that worked. Yes, that's an integer. That's an integer. Wonderful. Ooh. I see our gain and high point are characters. I'm going to have to fix that later if I end up being interested. But let's focus on what I'm working on now, not get distracted. Okay, and actually one other thing I want to do just to make sure I didn't make any other mistakes is I want to actually keep the original variable there for a second. I just want to make sure that I didn't make a mistake in my math. I've been known to do that. So this should be 2.3 miles. And if we scroll over here, where did that go? We get 2.3 in our miles column, which is great. So I'm going to trust that I did that correctly. It'd be nice to find really quick one that was a one-way. I could do this with some filtering probably, right? Filter way equals one way. Just want to make sure I doubled the mileage. So here, this is 18 miles and 3.7. We should see 36 and 7.4. Great. Okay, let me think about what else I want to do. So again, I have kids, so maybe one of the things I want to do is pull out some of these features. So I would like to pull out the ones that are good for kids. So let me think here. And I also want to check on my time. Okay. So let's see. So I want to figure out what this thing is. So features is a list. Oh, I bet there's some okay, I'm not positive the thing that I want to do here. So I'm just going to try something. Oh, actually, let's get this filter out of here. Oh, and I'm going to mutate. So I might as well add it here. So what I want to know is if it's good for kids. And I don't know if this is going to work or not. Because I don't think this thing is a string, but I'm going to just give it a whirl anyways, because, oops, not hike data. That is called features. Yeah, I don't think this is going to work. But again, let's find that in here again. Good for kids. Okay. Oops. Yeah, that's right. We'll see what happens when I run this. I'm quite certain it's going to get angry with me. Something happened. Let's see if anything useful happened. Huh. Did that work? So true, 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 false. And another false at the bottom. Oh, I can't see them here. Well, I see it there. Seems to be working. Well, I'm going to just hope that that's right. If I've made a mistake, someone can correct me. All right. I think I might want to work with that gain and high point variable. And I'm trying to remember this function that lets I want to say it's a tidyverse function, but maybe not. It's like characters as numeric. Let's see here. I think this is the function I've used before. Parse number. Okay. Let's see. All right, let's see if I can try this. So as long as I'm doing it, I might as well do it. Let's actually go down. Let me go back over there. Does this go? Let's see here. Numeric vector. Okay. So it looks like I need to use this inside of a mutate. Okay. I better get going and make a plot because I'm running out of time. Yikes. Okay. So let's just, I think I'm just going to do the gain one and hope that that works. Let's see what happens. Okay, that looks good. Okay, so let's get into some. So I think what I might want to do is just filter and see oops. Yeah, So I only want the ones that are good for kids because I have kids. So what do I want to know about them? I'm still curious if some of these are being double counted. So I'm going to drop a couple things here so that I can see the data better. Okay. I probably should have just kept them because I'm going to drop so many, but oops. We'll get rid of the description as well. And trying to think of what I want to plot. I sort of want to know, let's see. I guess let's just maybe take a quick look at how I'm going to look at how miles relates to gain. Not really because I want to know about the relationship. I'll try a geom point first. But more because I kind of just want to know where they're both high or both low. Okay. So we still have a lot of points here. So how might I think what I want to do, I'm going to just try to keep this really simple. And let's see here. I am going to, let's do a couple things in here. I'm going to make these smaller. And I'm going to make them slightly transparent. And oops, what did I do? Oh, plus at the end, okay. So I want to make this more interactive. So I'm also going to make the assumption here. What I want is okay, I'm going to take this a different way, I think. Okay, actually, so let me, oops. Let's, actually, I'm not even going to worry about that. What I want to do is add a, I don't know if I have that library loaded. I don't think I do. So I want the, is it ggplot Plotly, no, it's Plotly. Okay. I want to be able to make this graph interactive so that someone could interact. Oh, do I need to save this? Okay, let me do this. Okay, and then we'll do ggplotly of oh, and I probably want let's see, I think it was called name. I want to label this. Oh. Not there. Do it inside the aesthetic. Okay, so that when I scroll over this, I should be able to see the various places. And I could zoom in and out to sort of see those better. So I like that. The other thing I think I want to do, let's see how much time I've got in 3 minutes, is I just want to make, I really want to make a little interactive app, but I don't think I can do that in 3 minutes. I want to take all this stuff I did, and I just want to make a little table. Oops. I'm going to add another mutate, and I just want to what I want to do. I can't decide what I want to do. What I'd like to do is group. If I had more time, I would like to create a nice table that sort of color codes these various variables. And I don't have time to do it because I'm just thinking of it. So maybe I'll lay out my ideas, which would be to color code both the length and the gain so that someone could sort of find easily find a short route with very little gain, or maybe they want a short route with a lot of gain, or they want a long route with very little gain. So my idea, I think I could do this using something like GT, the GT package. I'm still fairly new to it, so I can't do it that quickly. But I know one thing I can do, I think maybe in a short amount of time, is to do some sort of miles categorical. And I can do cut interval. And I want to cut the miles interval and forget a little bit how to do this. Let's say I want to create 5 intervals. And then I want to make a gain categorical, and I'm also going to cut interval there. I'm going to cut gain also into 5 groups. And I'll filter down to this. I'll get rid of those same variables I got rid of before. Let me run this and make sure it did what I think it's going to do. Uh-oh, that's my timer going off. All right, I'm going to give myself 1 more minute to finish up. And, ooh, those are ugly. Guess I didn't really realize how it made those. Wonder if there's some, I should have probably looked at the values in here. Apparently there's some really long trails. But let's, I mean, really at this point, all I was going to do is arrange the data from, I want to use the, let's arrange it by miles, categorical, and then by gain, categorical. And then I'm sure there are multiple things in there. So at that point, I will arrange it by name. Again, this would be better also as some sort of interactive, you know, quick little Shiny app where someone could sort of choose. That's what I should have done, is made a Shiny app. Well, too late. So here it looks like, let's see, this gain category looks really big. Is it sorting that one incorrectly? Okay, maybe this isn't, maybe I'm not doing this quite right. Here's what I should have added in here really quick. I should count by miles capped. That's what I should have done. That is not what I wanted to do. So clearly I have not read about this and I should know more. I'm just going to go over here really quick, read about this cut interval, which clearly I haven't used enough. With equal range. I want cut number, not cut interval. Oops. Cut number. Excuse me. And I want that down here as well. I think that was my problem. It was cutting the actual range of values, which I'm sure I would want sometimes, but in this case, I want about 5 equal groups. I think, oh boy, okay. Oh, and I spelled it wrong. Okay. And I have that in there still. Well, okay, good. That's about equal groups. Great. Let's try this one more time. Okay, so I think this has arranged in the way that I want it to. So maybe what I will do at this point, get rid of that. And I think when I leave, I might go ahead and make it just a simple little Shiny app. Because in the end, I think that's what I want. But for now, I'll just select the name, the miles. What else do we want in there? The gain. I guess I could keep the high point and the rating. And I could even keep the description. Maybe people would want to know that. And run that. And even though I'm arranging by that, those categories, actually what I should do is arrange by that, and then actual miles. I think that'll work. There we go. So we should have the shortest hikes here. Although that's not quite what I want. All right, well, I'm going to play around with this a little bit more once I leave, but thank you for watching, and I hope that was useful. I will post my code to GitHub soon. Bye-bye. Oops. Let me stop my recording.